8 is underway. My name's Tam. I'm joined here by Rebby Lynn. Make sure you go out and you show her some love and support over on her YouTube channel, youtube.com/Rebby Lynn, or every other social media where you can find her at Rebby Lynn. Top 8 coming through. If we're not going to be talking deck lists because we had an entire video yesterday or before Top Cuts happened talking about all of the deck lists. So we're going to jump right into the action here with Byakko versus... Oh, why are you like this? Why are you like this?
Raph.
1 second. My thing is breaking.
Oh no. Cool.
Yeah, I'll transition and I'll work on it. But you get to chat.
Okay.
There's
Leon, okay, so Raph being the higher seed did get to go first. Got a good build for and pass. Moving over to Byakko. Byakko having the issues of being 5 hand size, but I think with the deck that Byakko made being so high, so mighty, that this is not going to be an issue at all to find enough foundations. But there is also the other side where we don't have attacks and we just have the exhaust method as well. A good build 5 and pass. That's pretty good for Byakko, actually.
Yeah. Totally agree. That beep was on my end. Sorry, everybody. My card preview thing just isn't working. So I'm trying to get it figured out. Give me 1 second. I guess it's going to yell at me again. What is this? Weird.
I left the site for you. So
it's the actual site no longer has the green screen on it, so I'm going to have to key it out. But
all right, starting with the rewind throttle. This attack, for those who don't know what it does, I'll just assume no one ever does. This one says that you could discard a card, commit a rival foundation. Selectively choosing a rival foundation does feel pretty good. Getting one of the Titanic combats committed is good because this Byakko has 38 health, and we are not worried about taking any damage, and those Titanic combats are going to allow us to build a bigger stage. So I think that was a great choice by Kai. Along with this, because we got to discard a card, we also get to draw a card, hoping to find more attacks to go ahead and string into this Byakko. I do think there is a point where we do need to get aggro in prior to Byakko setting up a good enough stage or having enough of a hand to kind of smack us back with. Byakko opting to take the 3 damage, and that gets them down to 35, building in a card with the other Titanic combat. Looking like we are opting to building in a Grisha's attack titan, checking a 2, but that's okay. We won't check another 2.
Yeah, I like the aggression here on Kai's end, strictly because it is 38 is a big number on the turn that we have to pop off and kill you. 35, although also very high, not as high as 38. So that's 3 extra health that we don't have to deal with on the turn that I'm going to be discarding my hand and putting myself in the weakest position possible. And so I like the fact that we are being aggressive here and trying to get stuff down. But a 3rd copy of Titanic Combat coming down saying, if you decide to go for those little measly 3 damage pokes again, I'm going to be building out an absolutely massive stage. And I've got the deck size to just build 3 off the top and not care about it.
If I'm Raph, do I even care? I can get him into deadlock. Do I have any deadlock features?
I'm unsure. Under the good symbol, I can't remember. It's been so long since somebody played a good symbol deck against me. I think that there are a couple, but they're not as crazy high impact as you would imagine. One frog gone. There are things like, hey, commit a bonus resource.
And I mean, if they end up doing so, I mean, the worst thing that happens is that this Byakko then has to commit 3 cards in its stage, making it way less easy to block. But we do just, for Byakko, for people that are just not familiar with the character, this character is looking for a specific number of cards to be in the discard pile. We are looking for 30 or more. And once we do that, we can add a card from our discard pile to the top of our deck. And once we have things that allow us to draw, like Fearsome Transformation, we're going to be able to go ahead and start stacking juries on top in order to say, this 11 damage move, this 12 damage move, I don't care, it's for 4, I'll draw a new card, because now I can block again. And so on and so forth, which really makes this Byakko, to me, feel like a big wall.
We have the card viewer back online, so we are good there. Hell yeah.
So if you're Raph, how much do you try to get damage in every turn? What is the optimal line, do you think?
Again, I'm so nervous about how quickly this Byakko is allowed to build, because of these Titanic combats, that I'd be very nervous. And also, we don't have a frog, and frog is what says that we get to have these really crazy pop-off turns. A second enough talk looking like it's inside the hand, which lets us be hyper aggressive, but how much can we do? We've already have 2 committed foundations. This is going to commit an additional one, and without having an extra card in the card pool to ready back up with capture the target, it looks like we're going to opt to go united in battle for high for 4. When it deals damage, draw a card, build a foundation from your hand with difficulty printed 4 or less. Excuse me. Letting us try and spend the resources in hand to maybe just go for it.
Yeah. I'm really excited to see what this Raph is going to do with this turn. Looking at the hand initially was a bit nerve-wracking. I didn't see a lot of good things that could be happening in there, but this deck has really said, actually, there's more. Looks like we did check a 3 on the rewind throttle, though, having to commit 3 foundations.
Yeah, 3 foundations coming in. Get to buy one back with that capture the target, as we now have 3 attacks in our card pool. But again, another 3 damage move. Byakko's at 25. It's like, what are you actually going to be doing against the big cat here? How do you find the rest of it without that gecko? Because we have enough talk in our hand. Are we down to get rid of that enough talk if we can survive, stave off what's happening? So the next turn we can have this kind of same pop-off idea. We've represented now 10 damage, although 4 of it being blocked. But I don't see a KO happening this turn any longer.
No, I don't think so either, but I do think it's a good turn to start wearing down this Byakko. We have to start at least getting it worn down a little bit. He's sculpting his hand on his opponent's turn. I think making sure if we can get any cards out of his hand, that's really optimal. Otherwise, I think we just have to beat down.
I think that draw was just another enough talk. I think what this is hey, I need my rival to find 32 on the next turn, or else I'm for sure going to be finding 22. This is a great position for Raphael to be in, now with that second enough talk, because we can just play those back to back and then feel totally fine discarding our whole hand over and over and over again. Love it. Yeah. Absolutely love it.
Yeah, and building out, I think, is a really good choice here, making sure that we are keeping our board healthy. I think overextending and then not building is a bad choice, so really good play from Kai there, making sure everything is set up for next turn. We have to just hope the 5 hand size that Byakko does start playing against him.
We'll say if there was a way for Raphael to accidentally explode this turn, a double overhead hammer fist is the way to do it. Let's start flipping over these pieces, not only with Byakko forcing the flip, but overhead hammer fist saying if you try to block this as an additional cost, You must flip over. So before you even make the control check, you declare, hey, I'm going to block this move, flip your foundation, pass, fail, whatever. 2 foundations will be gone if this move is going to be interacted with. As it looks like we're stacking the Titan Cliff to be drawn for later on this turn.
It looks like we are drawing that card out as well.
Makes total sense to me. We've got the foundation base to play out this big high difficulty 6 diff as our second move, but I think a big thing that we are missing over here on the Byakko side is we have not yet found one of these high difficulty foundations. So normally, whenever you think of Byakko, it is synonymous with +5 damage on every move, something that Raphael has to discard their entire hand to do. Not even, right? +4 instead of +5. But at the moment, the cat is taking a nap. It's only +2.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the issues with having such a big with a big deck is that your streamlined focuses are kind of wonked out with all these filler cards, these cards that might not have optimal gameplay in the moment, and now you're falling behind with damage, which could be make it or break it moments.
Totally agree. Looks like double enough talk is not going to be happening next turn as we go for the block here. And I think it's interesting we opt to block this move rather than the Titan Cliff, unless the goal here is to just block out everything this turn. I mean, we've got the block zones to do it. This might be a, hey, I'm in top cuts. There's no reason for me to mess around. But we knew that this Titan Cliff was going to be able to build in this copy of Ultra Regeneration to double the outputted damage of the bonus that Byakko gets to give, now +4 instead of +2. I wouldn't be surprised if another block is coming Byakko's way.
Right, and I think one scary thing here is now Raph's stage is starting to get flipped upside down, meaning our stage is becoming meaningless. Do you think that's really impactful for Raph? Or do you think that I don't care? I don't mind that my stage is getting warped.
I think it's impactful to a point, right? Like there are some cards in our stage that are not very good on offense, like the whatever this Tekken card is. It's just meant there to be a block trick. Even truthfully to the point of like high value target. That card's entire job is just to block a little better, and we at this point we have enough foundations that I think we can block out fairly easily, especially combined with Raph's minus speed for attacks in the card pool. As we go in here for another high block. I dig it.
We really want these attacks to hit.
Yeah, totally agree. I think making sure that we stay at a nice healthy life total is going to be the thing that brings us success. So that's what Kai's thinking over on Raph's side. And so with only 6 foundations to our name, looks like we're going to be building out one last foundation and then give him the ghost. Not actually making any real headway here damage-wise, but strengthening Byakko's board just that much further. And going to attempt to survive the onslaught as Raph tries to find 22 damage.
And I think that's possible at some point for Raph, but we do have to think this guy still has 7 ready foundations, 3 cards in hand, Jury available online in his hand as well. Not that Kai knows that, but you really are gonna have to string out as Kai in order to be able to play both wish cards. That's
I think that's huge. 3 difficulty, 4 damage move that we turn into an 8 damage move. If there was a way to,
I mean, you play it next, you could stun too.
We could stun too. No, you're 7. Totally right.
Yeah.
Whoa, that's cool. That's really cool. But this is a way to get through this board, but I'm positive we have a double jury turn, which is really devastating for what Raphael wants to do, right? Discard my hand for +4 damage. Actually, we're gonna use jury to put it back to 4. But Berserker Bite coming down. Tell me about this one.
Berserker Bite, this one feels rough. This one says response flip after this. After you play this card, all cards get +1 difficulty this turn. If it's your turn, it does not count towards progressive difficulty. So now this is saying, I blocked with this card, Now, all of my opponent's difficulties are +1. So instead of enough talk being a 5 difficulty, it is now a 6 difficulty move, making these 3 difficulties in the remove from game pile 4 difficulties. Gets a little scary, makes it harder to string out when everything is +1.
And I will say this does even count for foundations, right? Like it's every
Yes,
card gets
correct.
+1 difficulty, and so even if we decide, you know what, this block was was enough to deter my onslaught, I'm gonna build out a couple foundations. It's possible we still commit a few based on this berserker bite, but it looks like we're not going to stop attacking. Rewind throttle, touching the card pool, discarding to commit a couple of resources and dig a little deeper to see if we can find the remaining 19 health.
Yeah, and I think that Raph just has to discard our hand, give it +4. We have 2 more attacks in our remove from game pile that we're able to play. We do not care. We still have an opportunity of more damage to come. And even though this is a double jury turn, if we are able to play out those 2 wish hearts, one of them can leak through because we're only going to be able to play 2 juries.
That's true. But this one's going to be coming in for 4, dropping us down to 15. The next one's going to come in for 4, dropping us down to 11. And then the last one's going to come in for 8 if it's uncontested. I'm not positive unless this other card in our hand is also an attack that it's going to be enough on this turn. As we see the wish heart coming down, it's on a 3, 4, 5, 6. You need to commit 1 foundation.
Let's hope they remember game state.
I'm sure we're just trying to figure out which one matters. So from here,
I think a face down.
Oh, go ahead. What?
No, you're good. I was gonna say probably a face down is the one that you want to just do, or that 0 difficulty that has no meaning other than just being a foundation in your stage right now.
That's what I'd imagine. I will say that since we didn't play this card out of our hand, I'd have to assume that it's not an attack card, because we would have. Oh, wowzers. Almost an absolute blowout. The name of this card being Dexterous Assault. It says when you attempt to block with it, it becomes a complete block. It's got a 1-mid block. One of, I think, the most slept on AOT 3 cards.
It's a very, very good card. It's something that when I saw it previewed, I was like, if I play a deck, I want this in my deck. But I just have to find the right deck to use it in. It's just sometimes a little hard to put into your decks because you find you want to attack with it more than you want to do anything else with it. That very cool move, opting to fail, because at least the wish heart gets to stay in the discard pile and it's not in the remove from game pile.
Why not pass it, though? We have a singular card to block with.
We had 2 cards. And we knew he picked up another jury.
We have... Oh, I meant on Raphael's side. Raphael only had one card. We don't need all these foundations.
Unsure. Well, we knew if we played another wish heart, the damage was only going to be for 4. It might not be another attack in our hand. So there was no point in discarding our hand or doing anything of the sort. At least we can block one really big move this turn and hope that Byakko doesn't find lethal.
I mean, there's the hope, but a 4-mid for 4 throw with... as we opt to take the 8 damage as it got pumped up by that Ultra Regeneration into one of the signature cards here, Double Overhead Hammer Fist. One of the cards that Byakko's going to really miss whatever rotation happens this upcoming year. 0 high for 9. That's going to make us flip even more foundations. If we have a second Overhead Hammer Fist and this one is interacted with, the next one is unblockable. Scary.
Very, very scary. And we're looking at some looping, possibly.
Yeah, Beast Summon to be placed on top, and because we have dealt damage, this, I believe the name of it is Ferocious Attacker. It says flip to draw a card. So we have now added a Beast Summon to our hand. With us being at 11 health, we're able to go pick up 2 more copies of Beast Summon with a singular card in Kai's hand. I am smelling blood in the water. I think that this might be a checkmated situation, especially with the amount of foundations that Byakko has available to them. Speaking of big cats, here's our little cat.
Her name is not Byakko.
4 high for 9. Go ahead.
I'm nervous 100% for Kai in this moment. Now that there's the opportunity for a loop, this says with Ultra Regeneration on the board, these beast summonings have +4 damage on them. And if we can only block 1, there's 2 more coming. Very, very scary. 3 mids for 9s. We can block 1. We have no way to currently draw. So I am very, very nervous that this could be lights out.
Yeah, I don't see how it's not, right? Kai's at 15 here. We're going to be able to pick up, unless we just don't have the 3rd Beast Summon, which with the amount of milling that we have done, I'm highly surprised. I have not checked the discard pile myself. But
why not? You're not there?
I just haven't looked in the discard pile as he's fanned through. But 3 mid for 9. We're at 15. 2 of these connecting is just going to be game over. It kind of makes me wish that maybe we didn't discard our hand previously to try and go for that move, because it's Byakko, right? The likelihood that they have the jury is just so high. And it kind of feels like we lost a lot of mid blocks in that decision. As we go for the partial here, still going to be taking 5 damage, dropping out of 10. Still asking, hey, you need to find 2 more of these. Actually, you don't. You don't. You don't.
You have 2 Titanic combats on
and
field.
They give plus stats as well. I think game 1 is just going to go to Byakko here. All it's going to take is 1 or 2 enhances. Oh, and apparently our first card
right
was
at the bottom. Right at the bottom.
There it is. We were talking earlier about Titanic combat being used offensively or defensively, excuse me, to build in extra foundations. Very cool to see this card represent the offensive capability of Godzilla. Commit +2 damage. My rival commits a foundation. Not relevant here, but all in all, wow. And that hand was absolutely nothing again. I think this was just a blunder of I used Raphael to get offensive, and Byakko just had its classic Byakko trick of referee jury into referee jury. Nothing we can do about that.
I think one thing that really shined for Byakko here was the getting 3 Titanic combats on field, not being scared to take damage, being able to build a massive board, being able to block, being able to just go in for these kill strings with no anxiety, no worry, because first of all, we're going to check well, but second of all, who cares? I have 11 foundations, 12 foundations in my board, and it's not going to hurt me to commit a couple.
Yeah, I think you're totally right. Byakko got set up. 34 is very hard for Raphael to chew through, even in the best of scenarios, and it's impossible to chew through as soon as we're online with those referees. And Sam just showcasing, you have a big deck, you got a lot of options, and you find those options, i.e. the Titanic combat. Your stage is going to get massive, and you can play out these big long strings, toss on a ton of damage to do so. I do not need to watch these gentlemen shuffle. We can skip through. Who is that? Hines! Thank you for the 39 months, man. Holy cow.
You're right. That's also fair. Only passing that attack that you were wondering why we failed. Now we got 1 beast summoning instead of 2 beast summonings.
That is fair. I like that analysis. From here, though, looks like we're getting done with our mulligans as Raphael takes the lead and opting out to play some cards. Interesting to play the Feral Shriek must be that we have enough foundations in our hands to make this matter and relevant as we build for and aggressions, which I think is going to be huge to go pick up key attacks when in need.
I'm very excited. Is there anything that you think Raph can do different? Obviously the stakes are high here in top 8 of the OCE regional. Is there anything that you think that he could have done in the game, or is it anything that he needs to be doing to improve, seeing as we do not have a sideboard?
Genuinely, I think it is just you just don't discard your hand unless you absolutely need to. We discarded 4 perfectly good blocks to keep us alive on the last turn. We had the stage to block out all of Byakko's moves. We did not have any sort of thunderous roar for speed buffs, and so I think we just hold strong, play out good blocks, and then be okay with like playing the game like a regular human or a turtle, rather, a teenage mutant ninja turtle.
Yeah, I would say don't put human on him. Yeah, I think Raph just has to be really careful with the way he's playing this round. Making sure to adjust for what he's seen that Byakko could do. I think there was a little sigh of relief. Byakko might have got Thunderous Roar out, but we don't have any Titanic combats on the board, meaning that we do not have to worry about our opponent amassing a huge stage and being restricted to their true 5 hand size.
Yeah. Very scary,
that allows us more damage as well.
Which one? What?
Sorry, I said my sentence. Whoa, that's a good card to get in.
Massive size, 5 difficulty.
Massive size.
If you've got more health than your rival, though, it gets -2 difficulty, I believe, 2 or 3, turning it into a 3 diff.
Yep. That's a very now I'm scared. As Raph, I am scared. This card, for the folks at home that have never seen this card before, that card does state commit you this attack gets plus X damage, X equals 10 minus your hand size, so plus 5 damage on this. But then Byakko on Byakko's face says you get plus X damage, X equals the highest difficulty foundation in your stage, plus 5. So it could be a plus 10 when you're tapped out. It could mean trouble.
Yeah, worst case scenario, tossing 10 damage on your throw is just like kind of incredible.
Yeah.
Enough talk comes in. I can see at least one attack here in the remove from game pile now.
Rewind throttle.
Yeah. And again, it really, I think it's going to be all about how much patience do we have to not spend our gas. Why would we ever play the rerun throttle out of our hand when we can play the one from the remove from game pile? I don't. There's just one removed already. Wouldn't we want to keep that for a later turn? If we don't use the rerun throttle and the remove from game pile, it's gone forever and ever and ever.
Maybe we are wanting to wait on it? Unsure.
I hope we're not looking to discard our hand on this attack, because I think we're just going to fall into that same referee jury trap as before. Keep your cards, keep your blocks. Win this game due to being a 6 hand size character rather than a character that can give +4 damage. I think you can find the 30 eventually.
Yeah, I think it becomes you really have to take a slow, steady pace with it. I do understand there is a fear of I'm going to lose my foundation base sooner than later with this Byakko, but I think you have to get past that.
Yeah.
Checking a 5 here feels really good. Getting to ready those 2 capture the targets feels like you only committed 1 for the turn.
Yeah, with the United in Battle coming in, I think that there is... I imagine we're going to get the hand discard here. Which, again, I think is greedy. But with how well we're checking, because of this rewind throttle, as well as the Grishas, as well as extra draw from the... I believe we have... there's not a final test in this case, excuse me. There is a Wish Heart, though. Like, there is more gas to be had, and we don't quite have the 30 card setup in Byakko's discard pile to double stack these juries. And so maybe we're thinking if I can get through one jury, I'll be able to play out the rest and give +4 damage to everything and do a pretty high impact turn. And there is the discard now, 4 high for 4.
I feel that we wait one more. If we're gonna do this, I feel like we should have waited for the next rewind throttle to do so. Tell him to take this one at face. It's for 4. Be way more likely. Get something built from your hand down. Feels really good as well. And then discard the Wish Heart with the rewind throttle. Get another card. And if it's another attack, you have the decision if you want to opt or not.
Whoa! What an absolutely massive rip off the top. Resistance training saying everything that we cared about here defensively now doesn't matter. If I have no cards in hand, the first attack that you play, Byakko, I'm just going to pick back up. And I love the move of using the Grishas to go pick up the Wish Heart to try to extend my turn even further. This is not about playing out more cards. This is about utilizing this hand for the plus stats. We didn't use the referee jury on the first instance of +8, so maybe we are on Sam's side, telegraphing we don't have it, lulling Kai into a false sense of security and saying, hey man, spend all your resources and go all out. Maybe even getting this resistance training committed and slim pickings, easy pickings for Byakko if we decided to just go to no cards in hand.
Wow. I'm counting with him. We do not have 30 yet.
Although we desperately want it.
we're hoping. No, I think that this also represents there's still an attack in the remove from game pile that we're allowed to play. Plus, if we do discard a card from we do discard a card with rewind throttle, we are going to draw another card. Regardless, I think we draw another card because it says if you've discarded a card this turn. So we get another draw off a rewind throttle saying that we could attack again. But we are opting to build instead. That rewind throttle leaving forever. Goodbye, rewind throttle. Just kidding. We're going to play it.
We play it, fail
We're
it,
going to fail it.
Back in the cycle. Love this idea. Love this play. Love this strategy. Hello,
rewind throttle. I didn't say anything bad about you.
Stealing our 3 momentum here. Man, what an explosive turn for Byakko, and showing we had the referee jury. If we were threatened, it wasn't going to happen. But 5 foundations over on Byakko's side. Not quite the aggressive pace that you want to be if you're going to try and stomp this turtle, especially with a draw 6 as soon as we feel threatened.
So, as Raph, we have 3 momentum. Would we not just want to respond with resistance training?
Yeah, I think responding instantly makes sense to me because we don't want any cute tricks to somehow get it committed. And /or, this essentially lets us redraw our whole hand, and we get to start blocking with these foundations for bonus review steps. And so, block with these foundations, get them out of our hands so that the next turn we can draw just as much gas as we did last time. Massive.
Wow, getting to build in a moment of normalcy. Very good move.
Yeah,
getting another jury in the discard pile, too.
Daily training, enhance flip, build a foundation from your hand with predictive difficulty 3 or less. Gaining a bonus foundation and turning that foundation into moment of normalcy is so crazy good. But you said second jury in the discard pile?
Second jury's in the discard pile. Now we are just asking Byakko to find ways to draw cards.
Yeah, which currently we don't have on the board. And checking poor on this first attack means that there might not be any extra coming. Genghis Frog. Excuse me. Oh, check poorly a second time.
That's rough. This spells Byakko is not going to be able to play another attack unless we're super greedy. Which, I mean, there's nothing wrong with being greedy. But we do want this Raphael to smell like blood in the water. We want him to well, we want Byakko to smell blood in the water, right? We want
Mhm.
him to go, I want this guy not to block. I want this guy to take this damage because this battle ore release is going to get +1, +2, +5, so 7. So that's already 11. And then if we commit our last ready foundation, that'll give us +5 more, so that's 16. So we just have to see if this Byakko wants to do so. And we found our way to draw.
Yeah, we found our way to draw. You're totally right. It is the battle ore release, but because on Raph's side, we airdropped in that moment of normalcy, we do have to play a little bit of chicken here as I give the +5 and then proceed to maybe I don't give the +2 on this battle ore and say, hey, you know, 9 was good enough. We can figure out the rest. And it looks like, what is happening?
I don't think they could block with that.
We made it a
Battle ore is
low.
high.
We made it a low with the survey
Oh,
cores team.
You're right. Okay, sorry.
That
I
makes
was like,
sense. That makes sense. I was like,
huh?
What is happening?
Well, failing these blocks allows him to also get these cards out of his hand as well. We have another way to draw as well. Feeling pretty good. Or is that not on our opponent's turn?
Not available on our opponent's turn. We have to have dealt damage. So if we're playing Aerial Kokosho,
Unless we got a reversal. Yeah.
we're in. Yo, Aerial Kokosho Byakko actually seems kind of hot. Whoa, wait a minute.
Sounds scary.
Wait a minute. That's a printed 7 damage
Byakko play
move.
both?
Cannot. Does not have the all symbol, sadly. I wish.
Oh, all. Okay, I thought it was fire.
Dude, if it was fire, I'd be playing it in Pony. You kidding? Smack you for 4 on your turn? Yikes.
Well, you can use the other one in Pony.
You can, but not a 4 diff, so. But enough talk, Rebby. This isn't enough talk. Hitting the card pool.
All right. Well, we have not seen. Remember your previous statement that every time enough talk comes in, someone dies. We've not seen that, but maybe Raph will show us that we should stop talking and see what he does.
17 is a little closer to the number that enough talk needs to be at in order to eke the win. Especially checking well enough here on
Ooh, taking the damage as well on this enough talk.
Whoa.
Getting Byakko down to 11. This is scary.
Lethal Slash coming in 3 high for 4, lets us redraw a card and clears itself from the card pool just good enough to not
We have another
necessarily
Lethal
care
Slash
about
in hand. Wow.
essentially a 4 damage burn spell just to
And who needs to pump him? Don't let him use his jury. I mean, there is a point in that if you need another jury in hand just to be safe, you could just use a jury to keep the damage at 4, just so you could draw another card. Just in case you're worried about more coming through.
Yeah, we do have to keep our health total high enough that double jury matters, right? We need to be at 9 for this play to make sense, and we are quickly approaching not being able to have that number. But I think we drew another enough talk over on Raphael's side. This is a potential of 4 more attacks coming through as we proceed to fail this block, going from 11 down to 7.
To 7. 1 jury works now. Checking the 3, 4, 5, 6.
And then cycling over on Raphael's side. Sadly, the 10 cards that are getting removed don't trigger enough talk, but the 3 afterwards certainly do. Would have loved
Could
to
have removed another enough talk. All right, there's hope. There's hope there's another attack coming.
Yeah, 10 gone there, and then let's remove.
Let's see. 1, 2, another enough talk.
2 more attacks.
Whoa!
That's really, really good.
scary for Byakko.
I think this is curtains. Because beast summon to loop and find these cards, enough talk to loop and find the attacks.
If you
go ahead.
Sorry, I interrupted.
No, you're good.
If you are Sam, do you bait out this? You do bait out this jury to come through.
Rebby, we just discarded double flying elbow drop in order to.
Yeah.
So we have 4 attacks in our remove from game pile that we're legally allowed to play.
That's crazy.
We have no cards in hand, but 4 more attacks coming. Crazy.
If I'm correct, the 2 foundations are capture the targets that are face up and committed.
Yeah.
So we check well. That's great. Then we're gonna ready those, and we've only committed 3 from the turn. Wow.
And there it is.
Wow. Very good turn from Raph. This has been impressive. Just punishing Byakko for being a 5-hit size player, saying, you better be able to block this. This is lethal by itself already.
Yeah, and the thing that we haven't even talked about at all this match is every attack that we play inside of Raphael's card pool is +1 speed to all my moves. And so this is a printed 5 high for 3, but it's actually an 8 high for 7 as I discard these cards out of my hand. And we saw that we went and we picked up a 1 mid block. There's no way that we're going to be able to go for this block. And there it is. Raphael takes down game 2. And funny enough, he did it not following my advice at all. He discarded his hand and got paid off, got rewarded for it. And I think that the winning play here was finding this resistance training off the top so that we had some sort of draw, redraw, extra reviews for our next aggressive turn.
Yeah, and here's something really interesting. This Byakko's choosing to basically, I think, side in his whole sideboard. Do you think in a 111 card deck that seeing your sideboard is going to be prevalent? Or do you think having a sideboard in these instances could not be worth it?
So, in other 111 card decks, I would agree with you that sideboards seem kind of superfluous. But Byakko does have a game state where he's allowed to stack anything out of the discard pile on top of his deck, and then we have so much draw power that, hey, I've got this really important sideboard piece, let's put it on top, draw it, and then now play it. And so there is a world where this is the one example where, yeah, I think a sideboard is good, but probably not good enough against Raph. Building 5, going second, still going to hold 2 cards in hand. Going to be tough to break through this wall. But I like
thinking
how...
about...
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you like how...
I don't like anything. There's nothing I like.
No, go ahead.
4 attacks in Byakko's hand. Are a tough spot to be in, especially checking an additional one here. And I don't even necessarily know if we have a 6, as I don't look at the mill to see what happens as I pull up the card. If I'm Byakko, I think I discard 3 attacks here and try and draw 3 foundations.
Yeah, I think not building enough last turn devastated us. And along with Raph, if Raph is ready, I was going to mention earlier that it is plus or minus speed for each card in my card pool, basically saying I'm not blocking on progressive difficulty.
Yeah. When you block with attack cards, you certainly get paid off by Raph. Kind of a Vaxeldan idea, doing that same idea of your moves getting speed and damage for cards in your card pool. But from here, discard the 3, redraw the 3, and we did connect, so we get the momentum. I like what we're looking at here. Counting our discard pile, seeing how close we are to that magic 30 as we have tons of ways to draw additional cards.
Now we just have to hope that Raph did not draw hot. And we just have to hope that Raph takes off another turn, allowing us to continue this a massive stage, allowing us to slowly sculpt our hand. Of course, having the jury in hand. I think one thing that this deck has done really well for having 111 cards is always finds the jury in hand in order to start the loop a little sooner. Getting a lethal slash, wow.
Yeah, enough talk. Again, the difference between this character having this character having its pop-off turns and not are like so crazy. If this just said draw specifically an attack card 4 high for 6, you have to interact with this one, and then you know the lethal slash is coming. We are discarding our hand for +4. Holy cow, we're being so aggressive again. Remy, we're at Byakko's at 38, dude. That's crazy.
I think we smell blood in the water. I think we're going for it. Make him use the jury now. He cannot draw. He can draw another card. He has Ferocious Challenger. Just kidding. Fearsome Transformation. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
He has Fearsome Transformation. We do get another card draw. So that stinks a little bit. But blocking is not going to be easy.
Yeah, blocking's not going to be easy, especially as we start racking up the speed here. This is now going to be a 5 high for 4, redrawing a card here, up to 3 cards in our hand. This is probably enough to warrant playing out more attacks, although our stage is dwindling. Question is it 3 high for 4 or 3 high for 8? It's like 4 is the answer.
Just for 4 is great. Think we have more attacks in hand that we're wanting to get out, or is there a better option where you just say, you know what, let's just build? But we're gonna go for it. We're gonna continue to smack this Byakko, saying you don't have the prime opportunity to sit here and whittle me down with your big attacks. Haha. Well, right now Byakko only has +2, right?
Yeah.
Byakko only has +2 damage to its attacks. I feel good in Kai's spot. This guy can't assume massive amounts of damage to me. Who cares?
I actually think it is +3 now.
Which one?
Airdropped in as Raphael, and I'm awesome. And Byakko says the highest difficulty foundation in either player's stage. And so because
it is +3.
Because Raphael is proclaiming that he's so awesome and so cool, Byakko's going to be getting even more damage on his moves.
Well, that's an angry hand. There's the Great Buckler. Putting in the Great Buckler to stop these lethal slashes from leaving the card pool, asking Raph to play on true progressive difficulty is a very nice add.
I dig it. I love it. And I'm really liking these Survey Corps teamworks. A little extra speed, a little extra damage as we attempt to string out and make our attacking turns the best that it can be. And a 5 mid for 5, 5 mid for 8 going to be coming in here. And there's a world where we even utilize this Titanic Combat, committing down this last resource. Obviously, we're going to commit everything except for this Moment of Normalcy. It's possible you don't let Raph get the chance to block with these attack cards to keep his life total high and keep chain blocking. It really just depends.
Yeah.
A lot of tough choices being made here by the players.
Yeah, and guys, if you think about this match has already been going on for an hour and 15 minutes. Top cuts are longer than normal Swiss rounds, so even though we are playing at 1.5 times speed, so this has been going a lot faster, this is still a very, very hard decision by these players. They're making very slow, very analytical moves that it might look very fast for us are not going very fast. And I think that's one thing that does happen in Top Cuts is the stakes are high. We do need to take our time, make sure that we are thinking out the lines. We don't want to misplay.
Totally agree. Checking a 5 here, though, says that not a ton of thinking to be had. Comes in as a 5 high for 6. Going to be flipping and redrawing a card because of this. I'm pretty sure that we've got the 30 in our discard pile, so we're just going to be... We can easily stack here to put and keep the pressure on.
Got that Great Buckler in hand? Oh, what a win. Drawing more foundations allows us a better stage, which does feel pretty good.
And the more flip draws that we happen to utilize here means that the more damage that this Battler release is going to be finding, which means using that Moment of Normalcy is going to be even more tempting as we are reaching for potentially a Beast Summon to try and close this game out. 2 stun moves, and it might be game over. It just depends on how
we do have the stage to pay for it.
Yeah, or if we have attacks in our hand already, we could stack some 6s and guarantee our attacks. It's a tough position to be in as we just come here and redraw, wanting to get the most out of this battle release. Hey, let's put it to the 4 damage. Please use this moment of normalcy, and we take the bait.
I'm down for it. As Raph, I'm down to 19. This Byakko could have 5 more attacks in hand.
Yeah, it's a scary spot to be in if you're...
you know you're not going to be able to block.
Yeah. Speaking of, we...
this one's going to be big.
It is going to be...
This one's going to be so big.
It is going to be big, and here's the important part. It's slow. This is a slow move. 0 high for 5, 0 high for 8 coming in. But there is the enhance of... I guess it would get +3 speed. So I guess not too terribly much. Okay, maybe it is still blockable even if we decide to spend the momentum here. But I think getting these last couple foundations off the board says that it is the next ones are going to be lethal.
Yeah. I mean, so this one's 5. It's at 8. You give it the +2. That's 10. You can get this to 10 damage this turn and commit their last foundation. Our stage is healthy enough.
Certainly can. From here, Kai's got to be thinking, how much more could you possibly be threatening? I've got a singular card in hand. If I am off on the zone, if I drew a high block and this Survey Corps teamwork turned it into a low, it might just be game over as we grab the action I talked about at the very beginning. Or sorry, talked about in yesterday's video, rather. The Dark Tournament Looms, a 1 difficulty action that says add a card from your momentum to your hand, then redraw a bonus. We know that this is going to draw us an attack.
I have a question. So what are we fishing for? We have used every opportunity we can to draw this attack specifically. In last attack, what are we fishing for?
It looks like we might
It almost looks...
Oh, go ahead.
No, it looks like we're almost fishing for a... It almost looks like we're fishing for a beast summoning, but it looks like we've gone past that. I think you just play it on a 6, 7, 8, 9. You play that Titan Cliff. Check a 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You do it. And you pass the check.
I think so too. I think so too, but if we decided to turn these 2 moves into lows, if we decided to make them not highs, it does tell you that Ref probably has a high block in hand. Are we willing to risk our tournament life on Raph having a 1 high block, checking a 5, committing our last foundation, or even Raphael themselves to stay alive? And we know that there's only 1 attack left in... sorry, there are no attacks left in hand. We're going to have to be digging to redraw. As we discard our 3 cards, redraw off of our Titan Cliff here. 1, 2, 3. I think we found a Battle Aura. Yeah, there it is.
Yep, we did.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If we are able to block this Titan Cliff and then Sam checks a 3, the turn's over. We do not pass it. And here it is, the 1 high block. We check the 5, commit, or check a 4,
Whoa!
Commit the last 2. Holy.
Whoa!
Everybody hold your breath. If you're a Byakko fan, you're wishing for a 5 right now. It's all going to come down to this. And there's the 5 as it commits out. Recounting just to check, just in case, as Sam's hands shake. Kai, the realization it takes over as we push it up. Here's the damage. The fist bump comes in, and Byakko takes down the top 8. Over.
Woo!
Raphael the Muscle. Wow. What an exciting end of the game. Look at this card pool. Look at this card pool. It's a 5-hander, Rebby.
No, he's not.
Apparently not. I think we still had 5 cards in our hand at the end of that game. That was sick. That was so rad.
We were fishing for the lethal line, and we found it. I think if we checked a 3 on that Titan Cliff, the turn was over.
Totally.
That
agree.
was very, very close.
Yeah, it was close. It was a fun game. I think there was a lot of decision points to be made by both players on how to navigate and get through that top cuts. And so, congrats to both players for making it so far. A higher congratulations to Sam for squeaking out that win and taking it down. And for everybody at home, we're gonna move on to top 4. But before we do, make sure that if you are enjoying the commentary, please go out and support Rebby Lynn, my lovely co-host here, over on youtube.com/Rebby Lynn, and everywhere else on social media where you can find her at Rebby Lynn. Show her some love. Drop that sub.
Especially because I'm so blue, because Raph lost.
That's very funny. I didn't notice. But with that, we're going to move on to our top 4 match.